the exact 5 steps I used to steal ads from a $2.7 million TikTok shop products and clone them using AI. Once this hits 100 likes, all the prompts that I used will be in the description. Step 1 was finding the right product on Calo Data. We've gone onto the homepage of Calo Data. There's a number of top products based on data pulled for the last 30 days. And the one that I went for, because that's very AI generated content friendly, is the magnesium complex product. If we look at the page, the revenue, it's made $2.7 million in the last 30 days, which is a crazy amount of GMV. Different channels are being used to sell the product, but the biggest sales channel is video. AI generated UGC videos fall into that bucket. And that segues nicely into step 2, because I need images to build the skeleton for my AI videos. Rather than look within Calo Data, I went onto Google, I typed in the name of the product, Toplux Magnesium Complex, and I scrolled through the images. The goal is to find images that are easy to replicate, where no faces are shown and fit with the vision that I'm going for the type of video that I would like to create. Nothing too fancy or overproduced like this one here, but just some simple variant changing settings that we can use to build the video. Once I had the images, I downloaded and saved them within a folder. And I was careful to name the images as well, so I could remember what each image shows. Now, to reveal the vision that I was going for just a hand POV of someone holding the product. I'm only looking for an 8 to 10 second video, nothing too long. Long story short, I got everything that I need here. And that leads us nicely onto our next steps, which is cloning these images using ChatGPT. Let me show you what I did. And this is where I'm hoping what I've been mentioning regarding the images is going to make ChatGPT. After I'd saved the images, these are the images that I saved online. I'm not sure if you can see them there. If you can't, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to drop those as well and make them accessible so you can see which ones I chose. But in a nutshell, you should be able to see them here. This is what I chose. And this is the prompt that I used with ChatGPT, just essentially letting it know what I'm trying to create and what I am looking for, just to give it a sort of wider picture of what my goal is. So as it's creating this content, as it's creating these images, it's got an idea of what it is we are trying to achieve. Right. So having asked for it to do that, something that's worth keeping in mind once you are following this step, by the way, in terms of just best practice with ChatGPT, you want to make sure that 1, you are getting as close as possible to the images that you've downloaded, because that's the whole point and that's the whole purpose of this, but without necessarily cloning them exactly as they are. You're using them more as references and inspiration, as opposed to just saying, hey, recreate this exactly as it is. Number 2 is obviously, with ChatGPT, rivaling tools like Midjourney, you want to try and just get the most out of what it does, because it's one of the best AI image generators out there, hands down, in 2026. So, it's essentially the best tool for this task right here. Now, what I would also advise is make sure that you generate 1 image at a time, because ChatGPT has this. The next step was to import the images that I'd created with ChatGPT into Claude. You should be seeing them on the screen now, but let me know in the description if you are not. Now, the prompt I used for Claude, I will paste again in the description. Essentially, I'm just giving it some context in terms of what I'm trying to do. Key things that I'm not forgetting is the number of characters that I am looking for. Basically, what I'm trying to do here is get a prompt that I can copy and paste into my AI video generator. And the reason why I'm doing this with Claude and not ChatGPT, I find that Claude tends to be the better tool for me. So I'm saying here, hey Claude, please come up with a prompt that I can use in order to generate the AI UGC videos here. Now, keep in mind that I've uploaded the images onto Claude, so it understands what I'm trying to do. I'm using Claude for prompt engineering to come up with the prompt that I'm looking for, whereas ChatGPT is more for the creative visual side of things. And then I asked Claude to expand the vision into a more detailed 3,500 character prompt. And the reason why I'm doing that is because the tools that we are going to be using, we're going to be using Calo Clip, which is the built-in AI within Calo Data, and we're going to be using Nextify, which is a more dedicated AI video generation tool. More on them later on in the video. And remember, we are going to pick a winner as well in terms of which one generated the best result towards the end of the video. But again, we're going to touch on that later on. But yeah, in terms of context and what we are trying to achieve here, I also asked Claude for negative prompts as well. Very important when it comes to AI UGC ads, because AI UGC ads tools can easily include elements that you do not need or that are completely wrong, or elements that expose that your video is AI generated to these algorithms, which we don't want. So I didn't have the brain power to come up with those negative prompts, but I asked Claude to come up with those as well on top of the main prompt that it came up with, and he did a brilliant job. And that puts us into the next part, which is generating the actual videos and choosing which tool and seeing which tool came up with the best result for our AI UGC videos. Before we look at the videos that were generated and analyze the results, I just wanted to quickly talk you through why I chose the tools. Firstly, the first one I'm going to walk you through is this one called Kalo Clip, and this is built in within Kalo Data, and it's an AI video generation tool that allows you to pull information straight from Kalo Data into your actual AI generated video. And one of the best reasons for using this tool is that it is tied into Kalo Data, which is one of, if not the number one, TikTok Shop data analysis tool out there, or TikTok Shop spy tool, as some people like to call it. All you do is click on generate promo video. It loads this page. This page automatically pulls all the product images and other product data and insights as well, because again, this is built into Kalo Data, and it allows you to either use the images that you've imported from the product, or you can delete them and use your own images. In this instant, I would delete them and use my own images, and you just delete the images there and you upload or drag and paste the images that you've got, which is what I did for my example. And once you've done that, you go into video settings. I'm just going to show you how I went about doing that. There's my AI images uploading now, and the product name and the category, leave that as it is. What I did then is go next. What are the selling points that I am going to be focusing on? The market that I tend to focus on is the United States. Language is English. The only instruction that I put on there was that I would like the video to have no audio narration, but you can add as much as you would like within that limit of 300 characters. You can also customize the type of video. I've made mine vertical, 12 seconds, 8, 15. I tend to stick with 8 seconds because it uses less credits, but if you want to do 12, 15, knock yourself out. Now, if I go next, this is where we're going to see the script that the AI has come up with. These tend to be a little bit too generic with Kalo Clip, which is why I tend to leave them and use external tools like Claude, ChatGPT to come up with a really specific, detailed prompt that speaks to my vision and what I'm trying to achieve. So we'll leave it there. We'll come back to that in a second. The other tool Kalo Clip is going head to head with is Nextify, linked in the description. One of the best out there. The good thing about Nextify is that it is a dedicated ad creation tool. It's not a data insight tool, which is a strength in its own right because it's not focused on many things. It's focused on one main thing. It's got all the different video generation models when it comes to AI. You've got Sora, Sora 2 Pro, Seedance 2, Seedance 1.5 Pro, Veo 3, Kling. You've got 1, 2.6 from Alibaba, and the different versions of Kling as well. So a number of different options. In terms of the types of ads that you can create with Nextify, you have got video ads, which is what we're going to be using. You've got static ads, which I think not many people talk about, but they're pretty powerful. You've got templates that you can use and adapt to your own style. You've got talking avatars as well. I tend to just stick to video ads for now. Same thing I did with Kalo Clip. I just copied the prompt that we had from Claude and I pasted that in here. The difference between this and Kalo Clip is Kalo Clip accepts multiple images that you can use, whereas this only accepts the start and end image. So only 2 images that you can upload. You can fine tune your settings here. I'm not going to go into too much depth, and then you can generate the video. Going back to Kalo Clip, this is the prompt that it came up with. This is not detailed at all compared with what Claude come up with here. If you're happy with that, you'd go ahead and generate, but I'm not. So I copied that and I pasted it in, and these are the 2 videos that came out from each tool, and I'm going to walk you through which one I think blew the other one out of the water. Okay, so the first one we are going to look at here is the Nextify result. Same prompt, 1 tool, and same prompt, 2 tools. Let's see how this one came out. I'm really happy with this result. Obviously, there is an element, if you are someone that spends a lot of time around AI generated content, there is some items and elements that you will see there that scream AI generated content. For me, one of those is we can see the hand holding the product, putting the product on the table, but you can hear the sound of the tin hitting the table, but the hand is under the product, and that for me is a concern. The other concern that I have is there's a part where the capsule goes onto the hand there, but it starts from 1 capsule and then it turns into 3. Again, that's a bit of a concern. And the capsules themselves look a bit wonky, but again, that'll take someone that's got a sharp eye to pick those up and see what they can do with them. Overall, I would say I give this result an 8 out of 10 when it comes to the video that Nextify has come up with. Yes, there are some elements, there is some jankiness there, but nothing that can't be fixed with a tool like CapCut before uploading it. If you're short on time, you would risk it and upload that for testing purposes. Next up, let's see what Carlo Data came up with. So this was the result from Carlo Clips. I'm going to click on it. This is not going to win any competitions. I asked it to do 9x16 vertical, and this red flags. It's not even done there clearly. What needs to happen? Disappointed with this result, considering it had a lot more images to work with compared with Nextify. For me, I would give this result maybe a 1 out of 10. A lot I would need to do to edit that, or I would need to spend more time, create another video generation, use more AI credits, which nobody has the time for. So in this case, by a wide margin, by a mile,